When you send your kids off to school, you trust they'll be in safe, responsible hands until they come home.
But some fourth grade parents at a Spokane elementary school began to question that trust when their child's teacher was arrested, tested positive for illegal drugs, and let back in the classroom.
So the parents came to us with their concerns, wondering how this was allowed. Our Natalie Grant investigates.
Casey Miller has been with Spokane Public Schools for the last 13 years. A fourth grade teacher here at Brown Elementary, she was placed on paid administrative leave days before the start of this school year, leaving students and families confused and concerned. This body camera footage is from August 30th, 2023. It's the first arrest in 24 hours for elementary school teacher Casey Miller.
Please don't do this. I didn't mean to. I'll go home, please.
Less than 1 week before the first day of school. Miller is being arrested for an alleged assault during a fight with her boyfriend. The next day, she's arrested again for violating a no-contact order put in place by her boyfriend after her first arrest.
Multiple times to back.
You are under arrest. You have the right to remain silent and you have the right to an attorney.
This is when concerns started for the parents of students slated to be in Miller's class. They heard Miller had been arrested and confirmed it for themselves.
She's been my son's teacher for the past 2 school years, for the most part. Through looking at jail rosters and the grapevine of the world, we found out she was tested dirty for a drug test, and then she was in jail when I checked the roster.
At this point, an investigation into Miller is already underway by Spokane Public Schools. We got a copy of that investigation report through a public records request. According to the report, on the morning of her first arrest, Miller was placed on paid administrative leave by the school district after testing positive for cocaine.
I 100% thought she wasn't going to come back.
It was her adult daughter who warned the school, saying in an email, "I don't know what else to do to help her. I am very concerned that she gets to teach children daily." When confronted, Miller denied it, but this test proved otherwise, showing cocaine was in her system. Miller eventually admitted to using cocaine the weekend before at a concert, claiming it was her first and only time. This report shows interviews with Miller's colleagues who say they noticed a change in her behavior over the last 2 to 3 years. Things like jittery movements, excessive tardiness, fighting, asking colleagues for large amounts of money, even telling them about drug use. On October 16th, Miller does a lengthy interview with the district, addressing allegations. Throughout this interview, she denies having a substance use problem. When the district asks why she should stay employed, Miller said, "I have had a couple of hard years. I have started reflecting and making positive changes. I am doing the right things." The district keeps her on paid leave while they finish the investigation. On November 7th, 2 months after Miller was put on leave, she takes another drug test. She once again tests positive for cocaine, but Miller wasn't fired. After a conversation between the district and Miller's union representative, she is given this last chance agreement. It says she can be randomly tested for drugs at school for the next 5 years. If she tests positive or refuses the test, the district would have just and sufficient cause to fire her. That ultimatum seemed to work, and after 2 negative tests, Miller was brought back to the classroom at the end of January. Her return surprised parents.
And I don't understand how this wasn't a breaking point for the district.
It's extremely concerning as a parent. I feel like I should know if someone who is using illegal drugs is with my student.
Do you feel like your child's education has been compromised in this situation?
100%.
These moms asked to hide their identities. They are frustrated with what they call a lack of transparency from the district and concern for their children's safety and the quality of education with Miller back in the classroom.
I thought that the district backed us as parents and students and would keep our kids safe.
My student hates school. He begs me to stay home every day. He is just so unhappy, and it's just really hard to see as a parent.
Every parent asking, why was she allowed back?
I would like to see her removed from the school because of that safety concern, and moving forward as well, setting that precedent so people know that this is not acceptable, that if they do this, they will not be allowed in the school teaching children.
According to the Spokane Public Schools drug-free schools community and workplace policy, using illegal drugs in or out of the workplace is not tolerated, and an employee could be disciplined or terminated for it. We asked for clarification from the district on what would be a fireable offense when it comes to drug use by their staff. Despite already releasing the full investigative report to us, Spokane Public Schools responded by saying, quote, SPS is not able to discuss employee matters. In the investigation, Miller repeatedly denied ever doing drugs at school or coming to school under the influence. The investigation says there's no evidence to prove she did.
Well, right now, Miller is back in the classroom teaching. We have reached out to her several times via email and phone to see if she'd like to address these concerns and share her story, but we haven't heard back. According to court documents, Miller is required to complete 1 year of substance use treatment in order for her 4th-degree assault and protection order violation to be dismissed. However, she did not complete treatment for the month of March and has been ordered back to court on May 31st. Reporting in Spokane, Natalie Grant, 4 News Now.
And I think as parents, we can understand the concern by all those parents of her students.
Certainly, and we all know the teachers that are spending a whole year with our kids. You know, you get to know them, you talk to them, but you don't necessarily know everything that's going on behind closed doors.
Well, we contacted SPS several weeks ago asking general questions about district policy regarding teacher conduct. At the time, the district told us they wouldn't comment on employee matters.
But after a promotion for this story began airing, SPS sent another statement that reads in part, quote, in this case, the employee has met all the required expectations under their agreement to return to work. SPS will continue to ensure this employee complies with the terms of the agreement, and the district will continue to meet with families who want to share their concerns. And if you missed it during Natalie's special report, you can view some of the documents mentioned. Just take out your phone now, open the camera app, and scan that QR code on your screen. You can also find this full story right now on KXLY.com.